Can you see that? I hope. I can't see the other side of the camera. All that nasty crap's coming out of there. Wow. Welcome back to the community, everybody, and thank you all for being part of it. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt, stickers, or make a donation to help with the DIYs, scrolling up the screen is the website that's safe and secure. Okay, today we are going to take the gas tank and try to get this varnish out of it. Yes, I'm still working on the door, but like I said, I'm going to be shuffling around fast now on everything and sanding and doing body work on the car. I did patch the hole in this door. There was a rust hole in the corner, if you remember, and I wire wheeled a little rust, and that's what happened. No big deal. So that's already patched. Now I got to sand the door down, and I'm going to paint that, though, you know, on film or video. Do we call them films anymore? But I had tried to get the rust out of the gas tank last time, and it did work. But that old, I call it varnish. I don't know what to call it. The old gas that was sitting in there for 300 years, there's varnish at the bottom. So I'm going to try some acetone and a scrub brush and see if I can get it out. If I can save it, I'll use the original German tank. This is the second attempt. If not, then it's game over for it. But I like the original one if possible. So let's get on it. So we're going to go ahead, like my homemade hinge. Of course, it's temporary. And let's sneak the gas tank out. Put this back down and put it on the bench. We'll take a peek in here. I got an endoscope camera to put inside, so let's see how bad it looks. And I wanted to show you something really cool. My daughter surprised me. I guess she works with vendors, and she was able to get a hold of this a couple nights ago. And we're going to go ahead and alter this to wear Slades gear and put some stuff on top and have it in the background in the videos as a little mascot. So any tips or anything you have you want to see me do to this? I know it seems weird to you, but I appreciate her thinking of me. She ran it right over. And she's like, make this a mascot in the background. So we're going to do some cool stuff with it. I just wanted to thank her. All right, let's get our endoscope out. This one works okay. I mean, the only thing I wished it did is I wished it unzoomed because it's too close, but there's no zoom button. I checked in the settings and everything, and sadly, it doesn't unzoom, but that's okay. I still get to peek around in there, so let's go ahead and get this ready, and then you can come up close, and let's see what all we got to work with. I tried it before with toilet bowl cleaner because it has that acid in it or whatever. I'm not a chemist, but this hopefully will work a little bit better. In case you wanted to know, of course, it's from VW. VW has a lot of good products, honestly. I can't complain about them. I still got to do the motorcycle jack for the engine that I promised. Wow. I want to see if this will help with a light in here. Give me 1 second. Ugh, you can smell the varnish in there. We are going to first set this up where you can see it has a little leg on the back. And then I'll zoom the camera in when I get this set up how I need it. All right, let's fire it up. Although I don't like to use the term fire when we're working with gas tank. Okay, it's already in its game here. All right, let's see. See how it needs to unzoom and you can't unzoom it. But we can see that varnish. Let me look towards this side. Yeah, there's the varnish. Let me look on the back side of it. Yeah. This needs cleaned up pretty good. We're looking at the top. Okay, after I get the varnish out with some acetone, if it works, then I can always put some evapo-rust or vinegar in to get the light rust film out. I was going to use a coating in it, but these tanks aren't very expensive, so I don't want to get too deep in it. But let's see if we can get this varnish off the bottom and then go from there. Oh yeah, there's a lot. First things first, I want to make sure before I go dumping acetone in, you know what? I can look through the bottom here at the top of the tank. I was going to see if this was tight. I got a vacuum cap on it, but I want to see what the top looks like. Then we'll button it up and put the acetone in. And I went to the dollar store and I bought a scrub brush from there. So we'll see if we can get in there and scrub it with the acetone. Ugh. Yep, it smells like old junkyard gas tank. So you can see all the guck around there, the crap, whatever you want to call it. So I guess there's no point in me putting the endoscope in this end. We can see the result there. Let's scrub the bottom out and then look at the top through this way. It's even nasty inside of there. I think this was, if you remember, we brought this home from the salvage yard. If you're following me along on this journey, and try not to cross this. There we go. And there was gas sitting in it forever. And that's what happens. It's normal. I don't think people that take their cars to the salvage yard go ahead and empty all the gas for them. Be nice though, huh? Okay. I'm not even going to run the, even though I did clean the fuel line, I did a video on how to clean it. I may run a brand new fuel line. It's very, very possible. So let's get our acetone. Now what I am going to do here is put this inside this drip pan, drain pan, drip pan, just in case that vacuum cap, it's rubber and acetone, you know what'll happen. Needed it tilted my way a little. Okay, I put a piece of 2x4 under the pan just so it can kind of tilt towards me. Now I'm going to pour my acetone in. Got this at Walmart. You can buy it by the gallon there. Not a big deal. I get a funnel. I had to untilt it to pour the acetone in. I wasn't thinking. So make sure you put gloves on and a respirator. I just can't while I'm filming, or you're not going to hear me very good. Probably isn't a bad thing. So we're going to pour that in. Whoop. Always pour off the side. It pours easier. I hope this works. I like using the German ones. I did buy a new gas tank for the Super Beetle, and I had to modify the lip on it a little bit for it to fit. That was, you know, a couple years ago. But it kind of bummed me out that I had to play modification games. So it is what it is, though. That's what happens with aftermarket parts sometimes. Now remember, one thing you need to know, which you should know, this stuff is very flammable. So be careful and don't go dumping it on the ground when you're done. So I'm going to let that soak for a couple of minutes while I get ready to scrub it. I bought one of these toilet bowl brushes from the dollar store. Should have probably grabbed a few of these. And I can get down in there, scrub around a little bit to help agitate it and break it up. So let me wipe a few things off here. A little bit of it spilled. And as you can see, it's taking the paint off of the gas tank. Wow. Didn't know this was used as stripper. Okay. I don't know if my camera without the endoscope can check it, but you can see the acetone is turning already that quick. Now I got to put it back down flat so that it gets around everything. But it definitely started to clean that quick. Let's agitate it up. Now, something I do want to say, it's best off, I'm filming, so I'm stuck in situations that I am, but it's best off to do this outside because it is so strong, and you should have a respirator on, don't forget. I got some fans running, circulating the air, but do it outside in a safe area. So we have the acetone soaking, and let me move this over here. I tried to get the endoscope in here, but it's reflecting off of the acetone, the liquid. So I'm going to go ahead and scrub around in here and see if we can loosen it up. Some of you may think this is a useless video, but it's not, especially if you have an old one or you have an old Falcon or something that you can't get a gas tank for. So I'm going to scrub around. I'll play some music, sit back for a second, and then I'll show you what's going on. Another thing, wear safety glasses, because as I was pulling the bristles out, you know, wear a respirator. I think I'm feeling
kind of strange.
Ugh. Okay. The smell is strong. Let's take a look. Let me peek first, and then I'll bring you over. So be patient. Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Wow.
Wear a respirator. Okay, so you remember what it looked like before? Okay. Let's go to the same area. Ooh. It's getting there now. It is getting there. I got to get around there. Look how much more that cleaned up. I got to get the brush down and around there. It is working. We are going to save this tank. Yes, yes, yes. I'm very happy about that. Very happy. I'm going to let this soak for about an hour. Of course, you won't know it because I'm editing the film together, and then I'm going to scrub it some more. I want to prove that this acetone will clean it all up nicely. So, like I said, I'm not a chemist. I don't have all this high knowledge in chemicals, but I just do what I think is right. And then we're going to make sure we get all the rust out of it. All right, it's been 1 hour, according to the Volkswagen clock. I want to just take a peek and see what it's doing. Let me get this in here. Yeah, it's definitely cleaning it. Yes, it is. It's worth soaking. Let me see if I can zoom this in. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's working. Takes a little bit of time for soaking. 60 minutes isn't much. I'm going to run the scrub brush in it again and let it go for 1 more hour. Okay. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain it completely. It'll only take a few minutes, and we'll see what happened after an hour and a half. I think I'm going to have to re-soak it longer, but I'm just trying to show that it does remove it. So let's drain it out real quick. Oh, almost forgot to put my gloves on. Give me a second here. Okay. Let me unthread this. It's going to come. Let me tilt it back until I get this unthreaded. This must be really clogged. I'll put wire through it and clean it out. And okay, here comes the cucky stuff. Wow. Here, let me get you in here if I can. Can you see that? I hope. I can't see the other side of the camera. All that nasty crap's coming out of there. Wow. I mean, it's still going to need soaked and brushed a couple times. I'm just trying to prove a point that it will work. Let me see if that'll help. You can see what it looks like. Whew. But we're going to take a look as soon as that drains out. Let me let it drain for a second here, and then we'll go ahead and look inside. All right, so you can see what came out of it. Pretty nasty, and you see the rust formation in the pan. It's hard to see probably on film, but you should see where I wiped my finger. Let's get that out of the way. All right, let's take a peek inside. I am going to soak it longer, and I forgot to turn a light on the camera. Let's see if that helps. Yes, it does. Now you can see around the drain. I call it the drain. Of course, that's where your gas comes out. Now you can see there, that's going to need soaked a little longer. I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours, but I'm not going to bore you with all that. Now, let's try to look to the side. Okay, do you see where it was sitting? Do you see the line? Now, obviously, this needs, done a little more. And then the back, it's where the chemical wasn't sitting. I can't afford 10 gallons of it. So I'll just have to tilt it side to side for a few days off and on. But you can see what I mean. Let's take some pictures here. So you can see it will come off. Acetone works really, really nice. Remember, well-ventilated area, preferably outside, and a respirator, gloves, preferably long sleeves. I can't do all these things while filming sometimes, but I do get the gloves on. Well-ventilated. I'm going to go ahead and soak this. I have to keep turning it to the left, let it soak for, half a day, turning it to the right half a day. So I'm not going to bore you with all that. I was at least showing you it does clean. So hopefully you have the same results. Let's go over a couple of things real quick. All right, so what I'm going to continue to do, and there's no point in filming it for 3-4 days straight, is I'm going to put some nice fresh acetone back in. I'm going to tilt it side to side and let each side sit for a whole day. By the time I'm done, it'll be really clean inside. That was just a quick tutorial to show you. I got the hole patched on the corner of the door down here. I wasn't going to bore you with that. And what we are going to do is, this is all sanded down on the inside. We're going to flip it over on the table, sand, do body work and paint this coming week, and two-tone the door and see what it looks like, see if we're happy with it. If not, I can sand it down and do a different color, but I think I'm going to like it. We'll put the chrome strip on it, hang it on the car, and see what it looks like. So also, I'm probably going to squeeze in a video on crankcase breather for stock motors or high performance. Do you need them on a stock motor? Everybody's been driving them for 60 years that way without them. Does it help? It could help, in all honesty, and it could help with oil leaks too. So I'll do a tutorial on this. I'll throw it in the mix in between this next week, week and a half. And you will see a members slideshow coming up on our Facebook group, Slades VW Community. I put a post and said, everybody post their rides. Here, I'll grab the pictures. And we're making up a video that I'll throw in between also, so you can check out other people's rides. I think it's cool. Remember, this is about the whole community. Everybody have a safe, healthy, and happy weekend.